joining?
One.
Oh, good. It's probably Kim again. Oh. Hey everyone, welcome to the Aspect Week that was, a Periscope recap of things that have gone on in Aspect. Tim Dreyer here again from our Lombard, i.e. Chicago, Illinois office, broadcasting live here. Just a quick recap of some of the things that happened here at Aspect this past week and a little into last week as well. First, we had a nice byline post by our Director of Emerging Technology, Tobias Goebel, in Media Post on why people should share their digital identities with companies and on the concept of a vendor relationship management, kind of like CRM, but on the consumer side. So we will send a link to that. And I should have said, we'll send links to all these things we covered here in our blog post, and you can see the links there and get to any of these things that we cover here on the blog, which is aspect.blog.com. We also last week had a byline by our CMO, Jim Fries, at Hotel Online, which currently is one of the top 10 posts on that site. And that is on how hospitality professionals can help customers help themselves. So a lot to do with self-service. And this was generated by two recent, relatively recent pieces of research we did, one on millennials and the other with customer service organizations, and we looked at the gap in the hospitality industry on technology spend, specifically associated around millennials' desire for self-service and the lack of spending in the hospitality industry in that area. And they were last of the 5 industries we looked at: banking, retail, healthcare, hospitality, and telecom. Hospitality and travel were last in that. So a pretty interesting kind of call to action on the industry's part to address the growing desire for consumers to have self-service in their customer service operations. We had a conversation, and hopefully this article will appear next week, with Joe Gagnon, and who is our SVP of Cloud Solutions and VentureBeat, around the area of messaging apps and how they're really ripe for customer service delivery. There's a billion plus people on messaging apps, and the transactional capabilities in those platforms is ever increasing, which makes it very interesting opportunity for organizations to address people in that area. We also had just kind of a recap. We talked about the millennial webinar with Gen Y guy Jason Dorsey. If you didn't get a chance to see that, we had about 450 plus people on that webinar, and that has a link to that on our website. We'll include it in the blog post here. If you didn't catch that, you can go ahead and catch the replay on that. Lastly, a blog post again by Jim Fries, our CMO, that was put out today on the disruption opportunities in the banking industry. And this was sort of set off by a comment recently by Capital One CIO, and how it was, I think it was in Fortune magazine, and how he said that banks need to adjust and adapt to technology, and those that don't risk obsolescence, those that do and embrace technology are the ones that are going to succeed. So we will cover that for you as well. That's all for this week. We'll see you next week. Thanks for stopping in.
Sorry, did you get me? I didn't realize that.
Yes, you ruined everything. Actually, I want to get you on one of these.